Okay, that's not bad. My hair looks pretty okay. I like that. I'm overthinking this. I know that I'm overthinking this. I've been trying to film a response video for days. Literal days. As you can hear, I still have a bit of a cough. This is just the way of it. This is just how it is, folks. This is my first opportunity to get to talk to all of y'all. So allow me to address my fellow VEDSies. Abby, Tessa, Caleb, Graham, James, Jeffrey. Hello! Oh my god, we made it to 2023. Go us. I'm really pleased to be here again this year and to see all of you. It's been a joy to get to watch your videos, and I wanted to take a moment to talk about some of my favorites so far. We're like a third of the way through VEDS already. I don't know how that happened, but here we are. So allow me to pull up the playlist on my phone. For those of you who don't know, I like to keep a playlist of all of the VEDSies videos together. It's a lot of work and I inevitably miss one or two videos, but mostly you can get the entire VEDS experience through the playlist. It's linked in the description below. Okay, I will start with James, and I'll talk about two videos. One, your VEDS training video, which kicked us all off, was so fun, so well produced, such a good kickoff to the year. Thank you for putting that together. I do remember that episode of SpongeBob. I thought you did a great job, and I also wanted to say thank you so much for sharing the cameo that you got from Jonathan Freeman with all of us. I thought that was wonderful. It was a great question you asked about the challenges of bringing Jafar to Broadway, and he was so generous with his response, and that was really lovely to see. Next, Graham. It's been great to get to see what you were up to while you were on tour with Leanie. Folks, I am repping the merch. I do think this is great merch. Mostly what you being on tour has meant for me was that we didn't get to hang out as much this summer as we otherwise might have, which is kind of a bummer for me, but very cool for you that you got to go on this trip across the country and missed out on all of the major weather disasters because you're a lucky son of a gun. I, as always, am charmed by seeing you take in local history wherever you're going. Your enthusiasm for it is great. It's one of the quintessential things about traveling with Graham is history boy's interest in history. It's also really fun to get to see you and Leanie play together. You guys just sound so good, and I'm impressed by you always as a musician, but I think I'm particularly impressed by the way that your voice has grown over the years. I think you just sound great, and I'm proud of you, and I love you. Caleb, every year I think you're killing the game, but I think you're killing the game. I love the variety that we get to see from you. This first week of VEDS, you were focused on sort of not being in front of the camera and doing different styles of videos, and that has been really fun to observe. I loved the still life video. I think Graham also shouted that one out. It does have this meditative quality that I loved, and it's a beautifully composed shot. I also really loved your video about the art of Matthew Ritchie. I would love to do more of that kind of art deep dive. I love those conversations. I really enjoy getting to know people through favorite artists, and I love learning more about visual art, so thank you very much for sharing that with us. And I was sorry to see that you were sick and that you were copying my sick day video. I hope that you're feeling better. Jeffrey, you're back with your usual series and it's all great, but I have to particularly shout out the video that you just posted, I guess it was yesterday, coming out, just talking about gender stuff. It was a great little peek into your world and your experience with gender identity. I have been thinking about this just because the gender stuff, I didn't really pay attention to it when I was growing up, like teenager, early 20s. More and more as I got older, I had friends that were starting to rethink their relationship to gender, and I was like, maybe I should reevaluate my relationship to gender. And what that meant for me, it was learning about gender euphoria, like I had not experienced any kind of dysphoria, but when people talked about it, makes me feel really good when people address me this way or use these pronouns. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how I feel about she, her. That's how I feel about being called lady and girly, and like that's why I love terms, like kind of old-fashioned terms like authoress. It's just deliciously feminine, and I love it. And so the opportunity to pay more attention to gender made me realize that I actually care about it more. I used to think I didn't really care, and actually I do care a lot. I care a lot. So I think it's worth it for all of us to do a little questioning. And big high five for having that conversation here in our VEDS sphere and being open with us. We love to see it. Tessa, you really set the tone for us with your VEDS introduction video. We all began setting forth on this magical campaign, but you went so far as to create D&D characters for all of us, which I thought was great. I said in my comment at this point, my ignorance about D&D is willful. My ignorance about RPGs in general, but D&D specifically. Willful ignorance, but I loved what you came up with for me and for all of us. I think everything that you said, all of your explanations for why you had assigned people different things and the costumes chosen and all that, it made a ton of sense, and it was really fun to think about how we might work together as a party, go on adventures. So thank you for bringing that spirit of adventure and camaraderie to VEDS. Thank you. And of course, Abby. Oh, Abby, your videos always make me think things. I'll say I've loved the theme that you've chosen, and that you are giving yourself an opportunity to talk about little Abby and to invite all of us to get to know you, Abby, as an adult and also as little Abby. I think that's been great. Your video reflecting on reflections was it made me feel all the things. You know, I think we all have that Disney song that just hits us in the feels. That one does. It really came for you. My Disney song that gets me in the feels is Proud of Your Boy from Aladdin. I don't know that my parents would be pleased about that, but that's the one that always gets me. I feel it even now. And I think maybe my song from this week reflects that a little bit. This idea that I'm like worried about letting people down, and that I feel as though I have something to prove to people. So that's my one that gets me. But thank you for inviting us along as we get to know different facets of you this VEDS. Oh, and also your gifts from me to me. I also, that video made me think about sort of the gifts that I try to give to myself when I'm treating myself, and the ways that I'm trying to be better at giving myself permission to like go out and buy things. Not that all the gifts that we give to ourselves have to be about buying stuff, but that I can be weird about spending money. I feel like I'm rambling. As for me, well, I had planned to be more off camera this year and to film stuff. I don't know that's gonna happen. This is definitely the easiest, like just talking to the camera and not worrying about having to get other kinds of footage makes this easier. But you know me, I never want to go easy on myself. So we'll see what happens for the rest of the month. We're rapidly running out of things that I have pre-filmed. So you'll probably see more of me, or more footage of me turned away from the camera doing some other thing, writing or coloring or walking or something. Probably I'm going to steal some of Caleb's ideas. I think Caleb has challenges for us. I love a challenge. Challenges are great. It feels good to be back. This year's kind of weird. It's always weird. I always feel like the VEDS hits at a time where things are busy and crazy, and I'm in a new job this VEDS for the first time. I had, the first time I did VEDS, I was just starting a new job. I started a new job in July, And so this is the first VEDS where I've had a different job in many years, and it's going really well. It's going like really surprisingly well. VEDS is always such an interesting time capsule. I am now in my late 20s, and it's delightful and strange and wonderful to get to have a kind of video record of my 20s through VEDS. I don't know that I always think about it that way. I often think about, like, I'm making videos for my fellow VEDSies, or I'm just literally caught up in the I have to make a video every day, and I don't spend too much time thinking about it. But I actually, maybe I'm weird, I do go back and watch my old VEDS videos. Not a lot, but especially during VEDS, I go back and I see what I've done in years previous. Sometimes I'm worried that I'm repeating myself, or I'm just trying to find inspiration, but I actually really like a lot of my old videos. Not all of them, but a lot of them, and it's nice to have that record. And I think it'll be nice this year. My journaling has been sporadic. We're on a journaling journey. Maybe that's a video that I can talk about my journey from physical journaling to mood tracker and digital journaling, back to physical journaling, and the entire journey. This year marks my 12th year of journaling, so I've been doing it a long time. But that's neither here nor there. This has been my reflections on the first third of VEDS. We're gonna try to do regular responses, but I would say I'm doing Friday responses. I'm gonna do responses when I'm able to do responses, and they might not be every week. They might be at the third marks, third point checkpoints. So, yeah, thanks. And my friends and fellow VEDSies, I'll see all of you tomorrow. That was such a rambly video. Editing Alicia is not going to like that one bit. I've had my hair in twists for the last couple days, and I think I just took them out of the twist before I started recording, and I think it looks good. I like it. I'm doing this thing, this pearl necklace thing. I'll show you why. So I went to the Taylor Swift concert in Seattle not that long ago, and people were trading friendship bracelets. These are some bracelets that I was given at the concert. I love them. This one, it says Daylight. It's got lover colors. I've got one for red, and then I've got another one that says T Swift, and it's kind of all of the Midnight's colors. I love them. I went with a group of girls, and they did buy stuff to make friendship bracelets, so like, we were sitting in a hotel room on Saturday night making friendship bracelets, but they didn't have they didn't bring the little letter beads. They just had other various beads. And today dismantled all of those bracelets because I was not so enamored with them. They were very fun to make. It's a great memory of making them, but I'm not going to wear them. But I thought I might reuse the beads, so I've taken them all apart, and I now just have this cup of beads. And so I thought I would do like a little pearl choker situation. And that's what you missed on Glee. Listen, man, I'm losing my mind out here. I need it to be fall. I need there to be less sun. I am straight up losing my mind.